Microevolution by Arturo Gonzalez. Evolution makes up a very important part of biology. It consists of all the differences and similarities that species around the world may have. You're probably wondering, what is microevolution? Microevolution consists on evolutionary changes among a specific group of species in a certain environment. These evolutionary changes may be noticed after a few generations of adapting. There are four main mechanisms in microevolution. The first is mutations. A mutation occurs when a specific DNA is damaged or changed in order to affect the DNA that is carried by this gene. This change in DNA is usually reflected on a physical scale. The physical changes occurred may be either bad, good, or even neutral. If the mutation occurs in a reproductive cell, all of these changes will be reflected on its next generation. The second mechanism is natural selection. Natural selection consists of a specific species adapting to their environments in order to create better offspring and have a better chance of survival. A great example of natural selection is how elephants have adapted to have longer trunks in order to get food and water easier, and also to fight to get their mates and reproduce more easily. The third important mechanism is gene flow. Gene flow is caused mainly by emigration and immigration. This happens when there is one specific species that emigrates to another place where they bond with another species and usually become a single one. This is usually called a melting pot. Here's a brief example. Let's suppose that there's a blue population of birds that is emigrating to a place where there is only red birds. Once they emigrate to this place, they bond together to combine their genes and eventually adapt to become one single species that has a little bit of both genes combined. The fourth mechanism is genetic drift. There are two main types of genetic drifts. The first type is called the founder effect, and the second type is called the bottleneck effect. The definition of a bottleneck effect is a sharp lowering of a population's gene pool because of an environmental or human-caused change. An example is if by any reason all the green lizards of a population get eliminated. This will mean that in the next generation this will no longer exist, and all the other colors will remain except for this one due to the genetic drift. Next up is a founder effect. This consists of a small group of a species emigrating to another place, not necessarily representing its own parent species. This really affects the place where this small group of species are emigrating to, because this reduces the generic variation of this specific area. All other lines of evolution strongly consist of supporting the idea of microevolution, and day-to-day give us evidence about how microevolution is a reality and is happening right now and all throughout history. You might be wondering why it is important to learn about microevolution and how it works. This is really important because it basically demonstrates you how the species that you see on a regular basis around the world have adapted and evolved throughout history to become who they are today. Even humans have been part of this microevolution, not only of the research, but they have also adapted throughout history to be who they are today and to create all of the things that we see around us on a regular basis. Thank you for watching.